and welcome to Life Lessons with Lindsay. If you caught my video last week, it was about how I was in a comfort zone. Didn't realize I was in a comfort zone, and how I kind of got my butt in gear and started doing things that I wanted to do. Because, I have all these ideas, but I just was like, I'm comfortable with my schedule and I didn't want to change my day. Anyway, so this is kind of a continuation of that thought. For anyone who is struggling with the question, what do I do? So I have come to the conclusion that there are two types of people when it comes to answering this question. What should I do? What should I work on? The first person, they have so many ideas. They just have a long list of things and they either want to try to do them all or they just don't know which ones to work on. All right, so this is a person like me. I want to do so many things. I want to learn how to play the piano and the ukulele better. And I want to take voice lessons again, but my voice, bleh. Anyway, I want to do this and this and that and that and that. And so, what was I teaching last year? I think I was literally teaching how to make a goal. And I realized that I had too many things. And so I couldn't focus on anything and I couldn't get anything done. So I have decided to work on two things. This doesn't mean forever and ever, just for now. So YouTube videos, this is one of them. And my writing, I am a little hit and miss on that. But my brain feels like I have to do more than one. I should probably focus on one, but never mind. So one or two. And if you have a mind like mine, you get it. All right, you gotta let go of some of the things on your list. So my suggestion to you is write them all down. Write down all of your ideas and decide which one would bring me the most joy, which one would give the most impact in my life, and then work on that. Work on those two. Right? And you can flip-flop like every other day, or just say, I'm gonna work on this one 3 times a week. Or if you're a little ADHD, just say, hey, every day for 30 minutes, I'm gonna work on one of them. I'll decide that day, right? So that is one way we can get things done, by just choosing 1 or 2 things to focus on, not on everything, okay? We are not these miracle robots that just go, go, go. All right, our brains need to process and need to relax and need the rest while we're working on stuff, okay? We can't just go, go, go all the time. Also, what's fun about this is that it's an experiment. If you work on it for a couple of weeks and realize that you're not getting as much impact as you hoped or as much joy as you hoped, you can go to your list and say, you know what, I'm gonna change my focus. I'm gonna try something else. Okay? Our life is a big, huge experiment, all right? Just because you choose something right then doesn't mean that's going to be the rest of your life, right? It's just an experiment. Let's see what happens, right? And it doesn't mean you have to get a paycheck out of it either, okay? That's, I think, with this day and age and how people just want to make easy money, they're like, oh yeah, I'll get easy money by doing something I love, and then they realize that it's not easy, and then they quit because they're not making money. Whereas they should probably stick with it just because it brings them joy. All right, so the second type of person is most likely going to think, I got nothing. How do you have so many things in your brain when there's nothing in mine? All right, and I feel like this type of person, they get, I don't know if intimidated is the right word, or worried or scared or just put off by people's passions. Right? Because I have a lot of passions. I'm really excited. I'm loud about things that I enjoy. And so people don't want to commit to a passion because they might not have all those feelings, right? But maybe you have some curiosities, right? Oh, I'm interested in that. It doesn't make me loud and excited. I'm not passionate about it. It's just curious. But because they compare themselves with people who are passionate about it, they go, oh, that's not for me. Follow your curiosities, the little things that you're interested in that you may suck at, but keeps coming back to you. All right, so I have this person in my life who is very not like me in the sense of passions, right? I'm passionate about a lot of things, right? And this person, I don't know, he likes things, but maybe not quite passionate about them, right? And so I was kind of trying, like a few years ago, I was trying to push him to get a passion, a hobby or something, and he just was not having it. He was not interested in it. But then that was back in the day that I didn't understand this curiosity thing, right? Or the fact that I think he was worried about commitment to this one thing, dedicating time and money to this one thing, right? It can be a little daunting, it can be a little scary, right? And I think one of my daughters, she's afraid to commit because she's worried that she's gonna fail, right? So for the person who says, I have nothing in my head, let's rearrange that and say, what are some curiosities that you have? All right, they don't have to be huge, they don't have to be loud, but if they keep coming back a little bit, whether it's just like, oh, I'm interested in music, okay, that's very like broad, right? Be curious about it. Is it listening to music? Is it about making music? Learning music, okay? And you can start off by watching lots of YouTube videos just to kind of see and experiment what kind of interests you. And it's okay if it never blossoms into a passion, but working on something that makes you curious, that is purpose, that is joy, that is what life is about. And it's way better than scrolling on social media for hours and hours, or binge watching Netflix for hours and hours and hours. Just experimenting, okay, with your curiosities. All right, now if you are still someone that is saying to yourself, nothing, Lindsay, I got nothing. These two different people, neither of them are me, then I'm gonna say this to you. Instead of trying to find a hobby or a skill or a curiosity to work on or a passion to work on you. That should be your first step, because maybe you're not ready to leave a comfort zone because maybe you're not even in a comfort zone. Maybe you're struggling. Maybe you just want to feel safe all the time because the outside world is freaking you out, whether it's anxiety, depression, you know, have the list go on and on. All right, maybe you just aren't feeling safe. Maybe your comfort zone doesn't exist for you. All right, so work on you. Now there are lists out there of self-improvement, okay? Here's a quick one, right? We've got exercise, eating healthy, meditation, journaling, way important one, positive self-talk, right? Confidence. These are all life skills that you need way before you start working on a hobby or anything else, okay? Work on you. Decide what's one thing you want to work on. You can't work on all of them all at once because that's just really difficult and a little overwhelming, all right? One thing. And then you're going to have to ask yourself, is it worth it? Do I want to do something boring, something difficult in order to get to this comfort zone of life and then to move forward and to have passions, to have curiosities? Or do you want to stay in this place where you just are distracted all day long by media? Okay? And there are people who do want to just be distracted all day by media. And it makes me sad, okay? Because that's not why we're here. We're not here to sit down all day long and do nothing and not be creative, okay? We are here to learn. We are here to grow. We are here to experience life, okay? Experience it for ourselves, not experiencing it through other people or other stuff, all right? So I guess if you're still stuck, your first mission, your first job is to love yourself and to respect yourself. That is what you need to work on. I'm just going to give it to you. You don't even have to think about it anymore. How do I love myself? How do I respect myself? Okay? Confidence. Self-affirmations. Self-affirmations? Positive affirmations. That's what they're called. I say it all the time. All right? That's your first goal. Get there and then see what happens. See if you want more positivity. All right? Then you're going to reach for it more. All right, so no matter what stage you're in, whether you're going for some passions and just have to pick one, or whether you're going after some curiosities and just have to be okay with maybe sucking at them or, experimenting with them, or if you're just now realizing that you're gonna work on self-love, self-respect, okay? Whatever step you're in, you need to realize that you are gonna have to do boring things in order to accomplish it. The people who are going after their passions, it seems exciting and you're like, yes, let's go. And then you realize all the little things you have to do to get there and then, you quit, okay? So no, get in gear, understand you have to do the boring things. My curious people, all right? You're built a little bit different than me, right? Usually people are saying that I'm built different than them, but in this case, you're built different a little bit, right? You're just, just gently going through things, all right? And it's okay to do the boring stuff. And it's okay that you're not good at stuff. It's okay to be in suckness mode, all right? And that can be boring, that can be tedious, and you have to look at the bigger picture, all right? And then for those people working on self-love, self-respect, yeah, it's boring. It's not exciting work. It's hard, difficult work because you have been in the mud for so long. But the hard work is worth it. And if you don't believe me, go read any book about any person who's gotten to their lowest point and realized they never wanted to be there. And then they worked real hard to get out of it. All right? I actually used to believe that you had to get to a very low point in order to change. And I don't believe that anymore. That's why we have stories. That's why we learn from each other so that we can learn what not to do. So if you don't want to reach rock bottom, don't. Start now. Okay? Because no matter what path you take, it is going to be difficult. And we got to stop avoiding difficult. All right? That's what makes us great. That's what makes us human and awesome and humans who have achieved so many things, because we did the hard things, the boring things. And that was a life lesson with Lindsay. All right, guys, what now? What boat are you in? Make your goal now. Choose what you're gonna do now, before you leave this video, or you'll scroll to the next one and forget all about it. All right? Choose it now. Love you, bye.